Hi, everyone. Welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What are we talking about tonight? Fortnite. Epic Games, really. But Fortnite's part of it. Fortnite developer Epic Games lays off 1,000 employees, blaming downtime and engagement. Fortnite developer Epic Games has announced it's laying off 1,000 staff due to downtime and engagement. And it's evergreen.
I think you mean downturn, right? There's no downtime.
Yes, here. Downturn. It's downtime for downturn. Downturn and downtime. I know what I mean. And it's Evergreen Battle Royale. You knew what I meant because you read it. In a message. Whoop, what happened? All right. Well, it screwed up. What the heck? Took a downturn.
He took it down. All right.
What? You're gonna refresh it, I guess. There we go. Refresh. That was weird. In a message to staff shared publicly this morning, Epic Games, well, not this morning, but the morning that this happened, Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney said the company was spending significantly more than we're making, meaning that it now needed to make major cuts to keep the company funded. He bought one too many BMWs. The news comes out just a week after the launch of Fortnite's highly anticipated new Battle Royale season, and 2 weeks after the company's controversially raised the price of the game's lucrative V-Bucks in-game currency, promoting a huge backlash from players. Today, we're laying off over 1,000 Epic employees. That's not very epic of them, is it? Sweeney told Epic Games employees, "I'm sorry we're here again. The downturn in Fortnite engagement has started in 2025, means we're spending significantly more than we're making, and we have to make major cuts to keep the company funded. Today's layoffs are being accompanied by over $500 million in identified cost savings in contracting, and marketing," he continued, "while the hiring of some roles will cease." So no more dancers for Fortnite. "Some of the challenges we're facing are industry-wide challenges," Sweeney wrote, blaming slower growth, weaker spending, and a tougher cost economics. Discussing that last point in more detail, Sweeney said that current consoles were selling less than last generation, and noted that games were increasingly competing for time against other forms of entertainment. "And some of our challenges are unique to Epic," he continued. "Despite Fortnite remaining one of the most successful games in the world, we've had challenges delivering consistent Fortnite magic with every season. We're only in the early stages of returning to mobile and optimizing Fortnite for the world's billions of smartphones. And in being the industry's vanguard, we have taken a lot of bullets in a battle which is only in the early days of paying off for ourselves and all developers. We have taken a lot of bullets in a battle which is only in the early days of," I just read that again. "Originally launched back in 2017 as a simple PvE zombie shooter, Fortnite blew up in popularity when its developers quickly launched a Battle Royale component following the success of PUBG. The years that followed saw Fortnite capitalize on the success and become a pop culture phenomenon. Home to record-breaking live events and concerts and crossovers with the world's biggest entertainment franchises. Today, Fortnite is a platform where its Battle Royale is just one gameplay mode, among many, with its successes has paled comparison to the enormous player base of Roblox, while Epic's own efforts to grow Fortnite beyond its shooter origins have had mixed fortunes. The company's December 2023 Big Bang relaunch, which introduced Lego, racing, and music mode, did not grow the game's player base as hoped, and subsequent launches, including the upcoming competitive arena option, have stuck closer to Fortnite shooters' origins. In a separate announcement, Epic Games said its Cynix made Psionics, is that? I guess so. Made rocket racing mode would go offline permanently later this year after previously being mothballed. Damn. 2 other modes have been called next month. Meanwhile, Festival Battle Stage and a more competitive take on its main harmonics-made music offering, and Fortnite Ballistic, an attempt at making a tactical shooter. Today's layoffs include high-profile and long-standing Fortnite team members, including principal engineer Evan Kinney, who posted his reaction on social media and said he was confused and bewildered at being thrown out after years of working on the game and its popular live events. What we now need to do is clear. Sweeney continued his message to staff, telling them that we needed to build awesome Fortnite experiences with fresh seasonal content, gameplay, story, and live events. Accelerate developer tools with greater stability and compatibility as we evolve from the Unreal Engine 5 and UEFN to Unreal Engine 6. And we'll be kicking off the next generation of Epic with huge launch plans towards the end of the year. This isn't our first time being here, he continued. Epic survived upheavals in 1990s with the move from 2D to 3D with Unreal 1 in 2000, building console games with Gears of War, and in 2012, moving to online games with Paragon and Fortnite. Each time we rebuild our foundations and earn a renewed leadership position. Marketing conditions today are the most extreme we've seen since these early days, with massive upheaval in the industry accompanied by massive opportunity for the companies that come out as winners on the other side. That's what we're aiming to do for our players, and we aim to bring other like-minded developers in the industry along with on the journey to build an incredibly open and vibrant future of entertainment together. On the topic of AI, Sweeney noted specifically that the rise in prominence within game development was not a factor here. The layoffs aren't related to AI, he noted. To the extent it improves productivity, we want to have as many awesome developers developing great content and tech as we can. Concluding his message, Sweeney described the layoffs as very painful and noted that impacted staff would receive at least 4 months of base pay and healthcare coverage, as well accelerated stock options. They could put their money back into Epic. Epic Games last held a major round of layoffs in 2023 when it made 830 staff redundant, around 60% of its workforce at the time. Following that, the company is believed to employ a little over 4,000 people, suggesting that today, or the day of this happened, mass layoffs have impacted almost a quarter of the company. That's a lot of words. Let's go around and see what everybody thinks. Shane, you look like you're deep in thought. What do you think?
Okay, well, first of all, stop taking Tylenol. It's kind of messing you up.
Messing me up?
Yeah, it's giving you a little bit of downturn.
It's giving me some downturn.
And second, Sweeney can just F all the way to the off. What a douche. Look, this is about more money, not saving money. It's about more money. Don't let that horse shit fool anybody. It's about more money. That Fortnite makes up so goddamn much money. It's unreal. I don't think raising the V-Bucks hurt them at all. I think this is just a load of monkey nut bullcrap. But first, I hope everybody that's getting laid off lands on their feet and they land on it soon. I hope they do get their severance and the benefits they need for a while, like it's being mentioned in the article. But Sweeney is full of shit. Just the 100% grade A full of shit. This is such a trend that's going through these companies. It's AI causing it. They're going to start using more AI to do all this different types of work. They're trying to just make more and more money. I think a lot of these companies are just they're testing the waters to see how much they can get away with, what all they need. They'll hire some of these people back when they realize, well, this position really did need Bob and Bob needs to come back. And they'll try to hire him or hire somebody to replace Bob. But I think all these companies are, and I mean all, just from every end of the market, they're all trying to hold on to all this money anymore. It's scary. I don't know what's going on, but every company is doing this. Every company's laying off, every company's firing, and they're giving all these, reasons, some truthful, I think, some are bullshit like this. I think it's not about saving money. I think it's about just keeping more money, gaining more money. So I'm starting to get really pissed off, and I'm going to start using some vulgarity and hope this guy gets kicked in the nuts frequently and often. So, Pat, what about you? Would you like to see Sweeney kicked in the weenie?
Sure, why not? Then it really will be painful for him because he says it's painful, but he doesn't know what painful is, right?
Kick him so hard he ends up with a V-buck.
He needs to line up, and those 1,000 people each get a kick on the way out the door as they grab their check, their severance.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your check. Thank you.
Then you'll feel the pain they're going through. Only a portion of the pain.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I saw some of the gross revenue numbers from Epic that were announced or projected for this year, and now they're drawing those down. So I think they were projected $6.2 billion for the year for gross revenue. And gross revenue doesn't mean anything because not all the cost factors and everything have been taken out of it yet. So things that we don't know is like what's their internal R&D chewing up of that, staff, overhead. And I do believe that AI is partially to blame because they are just like everybody else, they're face first into AI, and it's just, it's probably eating up a lot more cost than they thought to get AI onboarded. And I wonder if they're going to use, because they talked about moving over to Unreal Engine, the next Unreal Engine. Is that what you said? Yeah. And I wonder how much of that porting is going to be done by AI. All right. Because that's probably a task, right, for AI to do a lot of the asset porting and stuff and then they just have other teams go through it and make sure that AI didn't do something funky, May have to do the bulk of the work and then they do the fine tuning, the staff. And you don't need as much staff if all your staff is doing is the fine tuning and the bulk work is being done by a machine. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it does sound like a very nice severance package for them, 4 months, and then also healthcare for 4 months, which is nice. Which helps. But now all these long-term people that they mentioned been there forever. Think, we're working at this company that's just booming on revenue, making billions of dollars a year, but yet they're having to lay off people because they have a mismanagement of money, right?
Yeah.
If they have 4,000 employees and they make $6.2 billion, do they really have a people problem or do they have a mismanagement problem? I would say, I know a lot of companies that make a lot less revenue and make a lot less money with more people.
Yeah.
Right. So, I don't know. Like I said, if this gross revenue stuff for Epic Games is correct, then I don't know. Like I said, I tried to find some actual publishing stuff, but I just couldn't find their actual profit and all that stuff. Because I saw somewhere where it said 3.5 billion and then 5 billion and 6.2. So I think I saw in 2024 some numbers of 5.8 and then 6 billion in 2025. And so they're a multi-billion-dollar company with estimated only 4,000 employees. How the hell are you not making money hand over fist at that point, in my opinion? Fortnite is what all live service games strive to be. And they can't even get their shit straight.
Right. And I think also, I mean, they've talked about a downturn, to use a word that I've said a lot. again. And player numbers since 2023, they've seen now how big that amount of players is, but I mean, like, according to AI overview on Google, which is always correct.
You need an AI to help him out with this.
Yeah. A 28% drop in peak monthly active players on consoles since 2023, which I could see, it may not, the percentages may not be, may not be that percentage, but it's probably close. And I could see that too, because if, I was thinking about like Fortnite, some older people are, play Fortnite and stuff, but I mean, like, I think of like my son's generation, and that's, Fortnite kind of came out when he was young and playing games, and that kind of got that generation of gamers into that, right? And that's that generation that plays mainly, right? Because we as gamers, our generation, there might be some out there, but most of us don't, right? Play Fortnite. Not to say we haven't before, but we don't play it religiously like these other people do. So, and I think of those kids like my son and various other ones that, like, they're getting older now. They're getting older and their priorities have changed, right? They still play Fortnite, yes, but they don't play it as much, right? Because that school gets more difficult as they're getting into high school now. And then they'll start becoming adults where they'll start thinking about getting a job and finding relationships and going to college and various things like that. So the other things start to get in the way of them play. So that downturn in players is going to happen, right? And, Fortnite needs to get new players on board. And I'm not sure, right, without seeing the statistics and stuff and the numbers, like how well that's going for newer generations, right, getting into Fortnite.
They don't have, there will never be statistics of that stuff, right? Like,
right,
they can't collect your data like that and so
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Wait till California's trying to make that possible by telling the operating systems that they have to record everybody that's using it, their age.
Right.
So California wants your children to be on the internet so everybody can track their usages, in the guise of protecting your children. And, Shane's muted, so, he doesn't get to talk.
Yeah, he had a downturn.
Yeah, it's all in the guise of protecting the children, right? We need the age.
Right.
We need their age so that we can verify their
Pat,
age.
what is the most valuable resource?
Humans. Commodity. You and I are.
Exactly.
We are the cattle of the world. Human.
We are the greatest commodity. We're higher than coffee.
Nothing is free, and when it is free, you are the product.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They want who is it was trying to implement facial age verification?
Discord was doing it here recently.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we all agree they can eat a bag of assholes.
They went back on that for now, at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For now. And that's
everybody quiets down and they forget about the whole controversy
Yeah.
where all the IDs got stolen or all the facial photos got stolen.
Right.
Yep. And that's what we got to not do is we got to not stop. We got to not calm down. We got to keep making sure we pressure them saying, look, you wanted to do this. So I'm glad you stopped trying, but I want $20. Just for,
I mean,
just
I
for my
agree
stress.
that they're probably not making as much money, but I think it does have to. I think some of it does have to do with, just like I said, the player base is kind of getting out of what Fortnite has to offer. I mean, eventually it's going to get to the point where I don't know. I mean, I think eventually it's going to get to the point where it's stale enough that people are just not going to stick with it, right? There will be an end to it, I feel, at some point.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Think so?
You want proof of it? World of Warcraft. That damn thing's been around for so long. I mean, it's not a game; it's a generational experience.
That's true.
And I think Fortnite, and this is purely a personal feeling, is Fortnite falls into that category of something that's so big that it'll transcend generations. Now, what it will look like, kind of like World of Warcraft, It'll look like shit.
Transcend generations.
Yes. But it will.
It's the same thing, but
exactly. It will be one of those that it may not look the same as it did when it launched, and it doesn't now. But
I guess
just
you
like
could say,
World of Warcraft.
I mean, MMOs I look differently because like RuneScape is still played today, right? And that game is old as dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultima, I think, is still out there too.
Yeah. Well, I think that's on private servers, but right.
But still,
I mean, RuneScape's official still.
So I think and like I said, it's just
owned by a different developer now, but
I think it's just going to be one of those games that transitions.
No, Ultima Online is still UO is still official online.
Oh, it's still official. I thought it was just private servers. Oh, there you go. Even lower.
But you got to remember, why do people play like World of Warcraft? Because that's where they met friends and they created.
Well, it's always evolved. I mean,
and that's what these people have done with Fortnite.
Right. I mean, they're expansions and always evolving, right? And Fortnite's tried to do the same, right? With their different modes and stuff like that. And
yes,
I think in order for Fortnite to continue to become relevant in the future, they need to evolve in the battle royale, not like creating other modes, but like the battle royale, the base of what they have needs to evolve into the next generation of battle royale, right? Whatever that is. However that looks.
So instead of getting that winner chicken dinner, whatever the hell Fortnite does, whatever Fortnite does, I think everybody gets to kick Tim Sweeney in the ding ding.
He's just animated. Tim Sweeney comes in, or it's like he's got like a machine there. AI. When you win, it just
AI
kicks.
Sweeney.
AI Sweeney. Yeah, so it's weird though. I mean, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
When you consider it, and they're public, I think they're publicly traded. Epic's public traded.
Epic's public, yeah.
But I mean, they have 4,000 employees and you make $65 billion. How much could your overhead be to where that's not a manageable number of employees?
It's not, and like I said at the beginning, it's not about saving money. It's about keeping money. They make so much money. And you know how I feel about investors ruining everything. This is the situation where investors see a downturn. What was it, Nick? 23%? And I have that in front of me. Like the Fortnite player base.
Oh, it was 28% according to AI, and AI never lies.
Okay, so AI, it could be 3 or 3 million%. It's it's somewhere in there.
Yeah,
ballpark. But the investors, they see something like that. They're making the decisions. All right, well, they lost 28%. I'm going to take my money out. Well, that's not right, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, it's their money. They should be able to take it out. But the way it's done is so just gross.
I don't know if they want to take it out, but more of just gain that 28%, right?
Yes.
So exactly. Like, how do I get that 28%? Not taking it out of the company or in a chunk or whatever, but what can you do to give me 28% more?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. If they're not, if they're only making, $6.4 billion a year and they're not making $7 billion a year, these investors and these corporate people, they can't live off of that.
What will they do? Live off.
I mean, what are they going to do? Eat stale bread? I mean, my God, it's
only one bowl of caviar tonight.
Yeah. Only a caviar bath. Oh, bubbles.
No bubbles. We can't afford them.
No, well, I can make them. Caviar bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, and Fortnite has a site, Fortnite.gg, that tracks their player count. I mean, they've been just under 1 million average player count for the last 3 months. It looks like, 3 months, and then they were at a little bit higher. They were at 1.1, 1.3, 1.2 million the last part of last year, but they were down to 800,000 players right before that. So, I mean, looks like the average for the last few years is just around 1 million players, and it just ebbs and flows.
Right.
But they did reach September and October. Exactly. They were 800,000 average players, which seems to be their lowest average players. But then it's picked back up to 1 million.
I mean, that's a
1.2,
good
1.3.
player count, right? Remember
Yeah,
when
that's
WoW went
very
through that
good.
whole thing with their whole
Yeah.
player count?
When
And
they had
it's
like 28 million players. or
yeah, it's
whatever.
like you still got a shit ton of players. Like, quit arguing. Like, even that amount, you know,
I don't think they have
even
that anymore, but
880,000 players on the low end is still a large amount of players for a game, right?
yeah, I mean, when
For
you
them,
consider,
it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. But for the average person, it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's a huge community.
That's
of
a
people.
lot of people.
well, yeah, when you consider that, I think WoW has like 192,000 current players on average now these days.
That's small.
Yeah, they're not as big anymore. I think they
Hmm.
have like 2 million daily active players, but only like concurrent like 192,000. So,
Wow.
So I mean, if you want to say they probably have, according to this article here, WoW has 192,000 concurrent live players, and a daily active players often exceed 2 million, with a 9 million monthly user with over 9 million monthly unique user logins. So I mean, they probably have 10 million subscribers, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, still that's a good amount though.
I mean, $15 for them a month, right? So
right. Well, you can buy 6 months or a year, right?
For like, get down to like $9-10 or something like that. But yeah. But I mean, but they also double dip, right? WoW also offers paid.
They have the shop, the monetization shop, and then there are services to like move servers and shit like that. It's
change
expensive.
factions. Oh yeah, and power level. They have power leveling services.
Yeah, they're like $20 a pop. It's insane.
But Fortnite doesn't have stuff like that they can rely on. They just have their shop.
No. Right.
So I have a monthly. At least I'm not aware of a monthly subscription. Maybe they do. I don't
know. They have the Fortnite.
They have battle passes.
They have the optional. They have the battle pass, but they also have the Fortnite crew, which is an optional monthly. That gives you like V-Bucks and like I think you get the battle pass and some V-Bucks with it like every month.
So they have something similar. Yeah. WoW doesn't have battle passes. Not yet anyway.
No. They got their store though. They have their shop and
a monthly subscription.
And a monthly subscription.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how, but yeah, I mean, as the world economy becomes shittier, gaming is going to contract because gaming is not a necessity. It's a want. Right. So the first thing
it's just going to be harder for people to invest their money, time and money into these things. Right. And you're exactly right. Like as the economy right now is in shambles pretty much and getting worse day by day. People just don't have the funds or the
extra funds for entertainment.
Extra funds, yeah, exactly, for entertainment stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and I can only starve my kids so much while I'm playing games.
You only funnel so much of their paychecks away from them into your hobbies, huh?
Well, their paychecks, their lunch money,
You got to beat them.
We're hoping that our anime figures go up in price one day.
We can resell them.
Yeah.
Slightly used. Don't mind the spotting.
And that's about as much as thinking your magic cards are going to gain value.
Yeah. Enough value to give a shit, right?
I invested $500. I'll get back $200.
Yeah. I just like to look at the pretty colors.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Fortnite, I am struggling with trying to understand how you can't operate 4,000. You can't maintain 4,000 employees with $6 billion in revenue.
No.
I that just boggles my mind.
Well, like Nick said at the very beginning, he can't buy another BMW.
Yeah.
Or Mercedes.
He bought one too many and has to make up the price.
He needs a yacht. He needs a new yacht.
He needs a new yacht.
Yep. That new 10-year forecast will get them back over $6 billion a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they eliminated 1,000 employees making probably anywhere from $40,000 to $200,000.
There was one guy that I was watching a live show and one guy had messaged in that that he had just gotten fired from Epic Games. I don't know if he said after or it was before he got fired or after, but they were training an AI model to take over certain aspects and he got fired. He was part of that 1,000 that got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. AI is it's going to be so useful until nobody can afford the crap AI does. So
yeah.
Well, it's going to be so. I mean, these companies are going to put it in place and they're going to take certain, workers out of their areas and stuff like that to replace them with AI. And then they're going to realize, this AI is not, this is not working out the way we thought it was going to.
This AI is on Tylenol and we need these people back.
Yeah, we need these people back.
So a lot of this stuff like level site and all this state that the average Epic Games employee the average salary is $235,000 a year. So,
$235,000.
Yeah, a year. Remember, it's mostly software engineers, product managers, things
developers,
like that. Developers, yeah, things like that. So it's going to be a higher paying position. Like from my understanding, like entry level grads going to like Epic make $105,000 a year starting out as an engineer.
I would almost ask, are they hiring?
Yes, they have 1,000 open spots.
But yeah, I mean, so if you say 1,000 employees, and let's just dumb
it
it
was
down
over 1,000.
Right, but let's just say it's 1,000 employees at $200,000 a year. That's basically what they shaved off.
Yeah.
Which is
like a freshly shaved scrotum.
Which is basically $200 million a year.
It's a shorn.
It's probably a low estimate. $200 million a year is probably a low estimate.
Oh yeah.
But that's just salary. We're not talking about total compensation packages neither, which is taxes you unemployed, or the tax that you have to pay
insurance
for those employees,
and
insurance, all that.
Yeah.
All the stuff they're paying for this. So it could probably be close to $500 million a year that they are saving. Yeah.
But do they need to save it?
But do they need to save, right? Yeah, because they need to keep having that revenue jump up every year, saying, "Hey guys, we're making
line
this much profit."
Go up.
The profit line needs to go up every year. It can't be stagnant.
It can't stay nowhere.
Yeah,
it can't stay flat,
and it can't be a 0.5% or 1%. We need 7% or 9%.
Right. And every year it needs to go up just a little bit more.
A little bit, 7%. Needs to go up 7% every year.
Well, you know what I think? Code name Turtlehead.
And that's the signal that we are done with this episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Otherwise, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Shit.